Okay, a lot of people want to know, why isn't my Instant Pot reaching pressure? This seems to be a common problem that can happen for a lot of people when they go to use their Instant Pot, especially if they're new at using their Instant Pot. So I want to walk you through a few of the most common reasons why your Instant Pot won't come to pressure and how you can fix those. So first off, how do you know if your Instant Pot isn't coming to pressure? Because a lot of people will, as the Instant Pot's coming to pressure, you hear steam, you see a little bit of steam coming up, and you think, oh no, it's not coming to pressure, it's not working. Shortly thereafter, cook time will start, your float valve will be fully raised, and the Instant Pot is working just perfectly. However, if after 30 minutes, your Instant Pot has not reached pressure, cook time has not begun, stop and say, is there a reason my Instant Pot's not coming to pressure? The first question to ask yourself is, did I use a high volume of frozen foods? If you did, give your Instant Pot 45 minutes before you get concerned. Sometimes even 60 minutes if you've filled your Instant Pot the full 2/3 of the way full with mainly frozen foods. Once that time has elapsed, if cook time has not started or cook time has started and your pressure valve has come up, you know that your Instant Pot has not reached pressure. So again, if after the time has elapsed, cook time has not started, you know your Instant Pot's not coming to pressure. If cook time started, but your float valve did not float all the way up, your Instant Pot is not sealed correctly. The most common reason for this to happen is that you forgot to turn your valve from venting to sealed. So you need to stop and turn your knob to the sealed position. You may think it's just as easy to knock your knob to the sealed position and let your Instant Pot begin to work. Sort of, but you want to take a peek inside to see if, while your knob was towards venting, you didn't lose too much liquid. Because remember, you always need 1 cup of liquid. So you want to check. Sometimes if I'm not sure, if I can't tell if a recipe has lost that much liquid, add in 1/4 of a cup of an additional liquid just to be safe. So that's the most common reason. Another reason is that your sealing ring was not on well. So you just want to make sure that you go around the edges and that you try to seal it properly. Again, then check to make sure that you have enough liquid inside your Instant Pot and proceed again. That should fix the problem. Your Instant Pot lid may be dirty, or this outside ring may be dirty. If that's the case, you need to clean it off because it's just not allowing a seal to properly form. The dirt or gunk is getting in the way. So remove that, clean it, and you can find that dirt sometimes will get on your floating valve or your anti-shield here. And you want to clean those off. Check to make sure that liquid is still in there. Put your lid back on your Instant Pot and begin again. All you do is, when you are checking to see if things are working, just hit cancel, take off your lid, investigate, put your lid back on, and then reset your pressure cooker for the time that you had originally intended. So let's say I wanted to do manual. Oh, it's beeping. The lid wasn't secured. So I go on, and then I'm gonna hit manual, 9 minutes. Again, that's the way you would do that. Okay. Another thing that may happen is your sealing ring may have expanded too much the last time you used this. This can happen if you've used your Instant Pot like 4 times in a row. It appears that everything's fine, but your inner ring has just heated up a little bit too much and it needs to cool down before it's able to form the correct seal. So you can take it off, run it under ice cold water for a little bit, pop it in your freezer for 5 minutes, and start again. That rarely happens, but I will say there was one day that I was doing back to back to back to back recipes in my Instant Pot, and by the 5th time, I thought, why hasn't this thing sealed? And sure enough, once I took my inner ring out and put in a new one, which I always have a spare, it worked just fine. And then I tried it again by putting it in the freezer for a little bit, and that worked too. So either way, if you don't have a spare ring, just pop it in the freezer for 5 minutes and you'll be good to go, or run it under cold water. These are the most common reasons that your Instant Pot won't seal. If you can't figure it out after you've cleaned it, after you've made sure that there's a full 1 cup of liquid in your Instant Pot, it may be time to call your manufacturer, and they are fabulous. If there is a problem, they will work with you to make sure that your machine is working perfectly. The other reason, though, I was going to say that your Instant Pot may not come to pressure, and I keep saying this so hopefully you know this, is that if you don't have a full cup of water in there, or you brown your meat with like flour. You should never use flour in your Instant Pot on the bottom of the inner pot. So if you brown that with flour, the water, the liquid, is not going to be able to reach the bottom of the inner pot and heat up properly. So you're going to get a burn notice. Typically you'll get a burn notice before you realize that your Instant Pot's not coming to pressure. But that's something to remember, that you always want to make sure you have 1 cup of liquid, that you never use flour on the bottom of your Instant Pot or cornstarch. Cornstarch can be added as a slurry at the end of the cooking time. And then once you've figured out the problem, again, you want to check to make sure that you have enough liquid in your Instant Pot, reset your time, just start over on the cook time, and then you want to put your lid back on. Sometimes, since your lid has begun to warm up, it can be really tricky to get your lid back on. Make sure that your inner ring is sealed well, obviously, and then you're going to put it to the venting knob, your knob to the venting position. Place it on, seal it, turn your knob to sealed, and that should let you get your lid on easily. Sometimes you have a little bit of resistance to the lid going on, and that usually can be solved if you just pop your knob to the vent position, kind of let your Instant Pot cool down a little, and then put your lid back on, and that should work just fine. So I hope that helped. I hope that you don't run into the issue of your Instant Pot not sealing for you. I'll be honest, I've used this all the time, and I have very, very, very few times had my Instant Pot not come to pressure for me. And most often, when it did happen, it had to do with my inner ring being overheated because I had been using it so many times throughout the day. And the most common, I forgot to put my knob from the vent position to the sealed position. So hopefully you can avoid those common mistakes. But if you find yourself where your Instant Pot's not sealing, don't panic, take a look, and try to figure out if you can fix the issue by yourself. And if you can't, give Instant Pot a call, and they will be happy to help you or help you determine if for some reason your machine is defective.